अस्सलाम वालेकुम। हमारा टॉपिक डिस्कशन का है इज अबाउट एसिड बेस titration. Basically the question is that I'm discussing here about the curves of acid base titration. So these curves depends upon the nature of acid as well as nature of base. As you know, the pH of acid is 1 to 6.9. When the pH is 7, it is neutral pH, and 7.1 to 14, it is basic pH. So remember that a base is strongest base when the pH is 14. It becomes weak when it comes from 14 to gradually 7. So acid is strongest acid if its pH is 1, and if it is approaching 1 to 7, it becomes weak acid. So the nature of acid and nature of base will decide what will be the pH of the solution. So we are going to discuss here about curves. First, if I draw a curve between strong acid and strong base. So here it will be the curve like this. I will write here the pH range from 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Here will be the volume or concentration or moles. If I am taking strong acid and strong base, so the pH of strong base will be start from 14, and it will here will be the equivalence point. When remember one thing, strong acid, strong base, then equivalence point will be on 7, because the nature of acid and base is same. Here is this equivalence point on 7, and here will be, for acid it will move to the 1, and for base strong acid and it is strong base, and here is the equivalence point, that is at 7. This is the graph for strong acid and strong base. So if we will change the graph from strong acid and weak base, then what will be the difference? I will write here weak base. So due to weak base, first the change will be, for strong acid it will start from 1, it is, for the weak base the change will be at the equivalence point. So when the base is weak, the equivalence point will be less than 7. So it will be like here equivalence point, and for the weak base it will not move to the 14, it will move to approximately 13 to 12 like this, and this will be the equivalence point, less than 7. It may be 6, 6.5 or any other thing. So when I will draw the graph between weak acid and weak base, now I will move this. The nature of acid and base is the same, then the equivalence point will be 7. Weak acid and weak base. But the curve will be like this, because the change in equivalence point, here it will start from 11 and here will be the equivalence point, and it will end on 3 or 3.5. This will be the equivalence point, will be 7, weak acid and weak base. Clear? Now the last thing, that will be weak acid and strong base. When the base will be strong, the bottom curve of weak acid will remain same, but for strong base the equivalence point will exceed from 7, greater than 7, and this curve will be for strong base, the curve will be at 14, and this will be the equivalence point, 8 or 9. So these are the curves for acid and base titrations, and now I will discuss in the next lecture about indicators. Take care.